glossettes, welcome back. How are you guys doing today? Tell me down below as usual. I hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all excited for the second episode of Los Angeles finally. Today's video I think is going to be a fun one as the build we're doing is actually something I'll be using in future videos, which is exciting. But before we talk about that, it's time to add the first person to the Los Angeles pink stars. As previously mentioned, you can get your name on a pink star in Los Angeles by basically doing something nice like fan art or a nice comment or something like that, and that's exactly what this glossette did. So I'm happy to announce that the first glossette being added to the Los Angeles pink stars is EO_Shio, and I really hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, she basically made me this gorgeous fan art of my avatar and I absolutely loved it. It was like my Discord server profile picture for ages and it's just absolutely gorgeous. She's an amazing artist, so you should also make sure you go follow her on Twitter at @sheyoyo_, because not only has she made fan art for me, but she makes like a bunch of fan art for different YouTubers, more specifically Faulty Annex and French Roses, and her art is just honestly amazing. So make sure you go follow her, and yeah, I hope you like your star. Let's get back to the video. So just like my record store video, I've dressed in an outfit that matches the build we're about to make, and I would get you guys to like guess what it is, but you've already seen the title of this video, so that's kind of pointless. You guys already know what's happening today. We are building a detective agency in Los Angeles, and I'm dressed as a very fancy looking detective. We've got the fedora hat thing and the big coat and the pencil to take notes, looking incredibly snazzy if I do say so myself. And yeah, we're making a detective agency. This is going to be so fun, and as I said, I will be using this in other videos which I'll go over later. I'm not going to spoil my plans just yet. But what we're going to do first is we're actually going to go over the layout of the build and the inspiration of the build and stuff like that. I'm basically testing out a new way of filming my build videos, so at the start of each one I will show you guys like the plans I have and things like that, so just let me know what you think of this. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, detective agency time. The inspo for this build is obviously detective agencies like you see in the movies. You know, the ones where they have like the wooden furniture, it's kind of very dark and old-fashioned kind of looking, and then they have the walls which have like windows in them. You always see that style of office wall in the movies for like these detective offices, I swear, that have like the blinds you can pull down and stuff. But obviously I'm glossy, so I have to stick to the glossy theme. Picture all of this but pink. That's what's happening. Then of course we need the detective boards, so there's lots of space to kind of pin up evidence and photos to solve all the mysteries, and we will be doing this, but we'll be doing it in later videos, so I will have to leave the boards blank just so I have space to slowly add stuff to it in upcoming videos, which once again I will be going over later. And then I thought we could have like a cute logo, maybe like the shape of a detective badge, because why not? It's shiny, it's cute, I love it. And then for the layout, floor 1 is actually not part of the detective agency. This big space here will be a different build, but the agency is above it, so it's kind of like in the same space. But we will be building a hallway up to the agency next to this big space here, so just a very narrow space here to fit some stairs in, which will lead up to the detective agency. Floor 2 will of course have a small area at the top of the stairs for the door, and then the agency is split into 3 rooms. So the first room is kind of like a reception or a waiting room type thing, just the entrance I guess. Then the biggest area will be like a communal office, so maybe one big desk down the middle or a few desks spread about, but this is just like a big area for people to work in. And then the third room will be the main detective office. This will be my office, as of course I'm the detective, and that's basically it. That's all the plans I have so far, so without further ado, let's start building. So here we have the detective agency area and obviously the little hallway down here, and I think what we're going to start with is just adding the kind of structural things, I guess, like stairs and doors and windows, just kind of like the base of the build, so then we can kind of work out where to put everything. I'm not too sure what windows to use, to be honest. I really like these ones, but I think what we're going to do is change the size of them a bit and then kind of customize them ourselves later, so kind of add like structural details onto them. Should we do them all the way around? Okay, yeah, there we go. I've just added like a bunch of windows everywhere. And actually these look pretty good from the inside. I kind of like the placement of these. And then for the doors, I think we're gonna go for the traditional doors because they're very fancy. Actually, no, hang on. We need to do the walls because obviously we want to do those like window type things, don't we? Oh, this is gonna be difficult. So what I think we should do is just grab a plain window, maybe these ones. And what I'm gonna do is place these here. We're gonna use this wall as like a test wall. So we're gonna grab some pillars and just kind of put these in here. The only issue is this is gonna like glitch through and there's like gonna be another building here. So, oh well, I'll deal with that later on. But basically, yeah, we're just gonna add some pillars in here and try and make this look like the reference photos. And then I'm just adding this to kind of cover the top bit so it looks like the window kind of stops, if that makes sense. And I'm not too sure what color wood to use for this. I'm thinking maybe this is kind of like a different shade of linen, these two. And then I also have these two darker shades, and then I have this kind of beige color. And I really like the beige color. I'm using it a lot in builds at the moment, which you'll see as I start posting more. So I'm thinking maybe this, but I feel like all the detective agencies, they have a very dark wood feel, and this isn't exactly very dark. So maybe we'll have to, hang on, could we just make it like a darker shade like this? It looks kind of gray though. Maybe we should just stick to one of these dark shades. Just for now, we'll use this, and then for like the desks and stuff, we could just use the beige looking one. Just kind of mix it up a bit. I feel like the windows are too big. Oh my gosh, okay. So we're gonna make the windows a bit smaller actually. Here we go, this looks a bit better. And obviously we'll add like the roller blinds, so you can kind of like shut the windows, shut the blinds, no one can see you, just in case there's any like important secret meetings. I'm gonna add some wood decoration here, and then we're gonna do this on basically every single wall, because why not? We need to leave space for the doors, of course, so I'm gonna have to kind of make space there for a door, and then we'll have a door here. And I'm gonna quickly pop on a roof just because I'm curious to see what this is gonna look like with the roof on. So let's just add this here quickly. There is gonna be stuff glitching out the top, but you know what, we're just gonna pop like a proper roof on this later, so it doesn't really matter if things glitch, it's gonna be covered up. Let me just pop a light in for now so we can see what we're doing. And yeah, you know what, I think that looks super cute. I think it looks very detective-y like, I guess. And then let's try and fill in this area. So we're gonna have to be careful on where we put the windows for this bit. So we can do one there and one there. Then we'll add the other details. So we need to add the wooden beam thing. You know what? I feel like this build's going pretty quickly. I feel like we're doing quite well already. I'm normally very kind of stuck on what to do for ages, but this is going pretty well. How does this look? Okay, there we go. We do need to move the windows up a tiny bit. I've just noticed they're not kind of in line with the ones we've already done. And then for the door, I'm thinking maybe we should just have like an archway into this, because this isn't really like a door into a like private office. It's just gonna be a door into like the communal area. So we don't really need to worry about privacy. Let's add a door frame thing in this space just to kind of open the whole thing up, if it'll let me. I feel like this isn't gonna fit like that. And then what we can do is get a structural archway thing like this, and then just place this maybe here if that's tall enough. Okay, that's kind of low down, but we can just move it, it's fine. Just place this here and make like an archway, and then we need to fill up the gap above it, so I'm just gonna use structural parts for this as well. Okay, this is cute. And then of course for the final wall, we're just gonna have to do the exact same thing as we've just done on all those walls, and then add a door. And for this one, it actually gets a door, so I'm thinking maybe the sliding door, because I love this door so much. Kind of glitches through the window, but it kind of looks fine, no one's gonna notice. So we'll add this, we'll color that, and there we go. We have, actually that door isn't very private, is it? We'll add blinds onto it, it's fine, like so they can kind of just shut the blinds down if they're having a super secret meeting. And then we'll add some on these little windows here. Hang on, I'm gonna temporarily add a door so we can just get up and pull the blinds down, because I want to see what these look like. Oh, we're gonna have to walk all the way over there. Okay, what will these look like? Hang on, we need to go in here. Oh, okay, they look pretty cute. This is just, it's so complicated to try and open and close them. No, I'm trying to get the blinds. I'm locked out my own office. See, these look cool from the outside. It's like a private office. This looks like the movies. We just need to color these, and I'm not too sure what color to make them. Oh, maybe we could do the light wood I was talking about earlier, just because it's a very plain basic color, and then I'll add some pink for the kind of accents. You can't really see the pink. It's probably because the light's all orange, but we're just gonna color these like this. See, look how orange they look. If I make this white, you can kind of see it better. It's like a very, very light pink and a very kind of plain wood. We will color the lights eventually. These are just in here purely so I can see what I'm doing. This is basically the structure of the room done. So we've got all these fancy walls put in, very detective looking. I think this wall in here is going to have to be like a massive board for detective things, or maybe a bookcase, and then we can have like a stand-up board, if you get what I mean, like just kind of stood somewhere and not on the wall. So yeah, that would be cozy. cozy actually. We'll have a bookcase here, we'll have some sort of board, we'll have my desk, and then in here, this one can be like a board on the wall, so we can have loads of stuff stuck here. And then we'll just fill this room with like more desks and stuff, I guess. I want to make this very cozy. I'm gonna give it a kind of dark wood for the floor. This is one of the new wood textures, and I like it, but I feel like it's not very good for floors, to be honest. I feel like maybe this one's a bit better. And then for these walls, what I think I'm gonna do is just add in the wooden thing to match. And then we got to get some wall trims on here. We got to make it look very detailed and kind of old and fancy, like all the reference images. I'm not used to working with so much wood, so I feel like this is going to be quite fun. Let me just color all of these. And then I'm thinking maybe we should try and do like a custom wallpaper, you know, like an oldish looking wallpaper, but a pink one, obviously. We got to stick with the theme. There is like no pink in this build so far, I've just noticed. Also, if you keep seeing like these patches here where it looks like grey wall, it's actually not. It's covered by the structural piece. You see that? It's just for some reason it's attached itself to the roof, so when I'm building with the roof off, you can't see it. You know what? I'm just gonna fix the lights quickly. Hang on. These are driving me insane. The yellow light is just not giving. We need to get some fancy lights in here. Where is my favorite lights? Nothing is loading. I can't see anything. See, look, nothing's loading. What is going on with Bloxburg? This is so strange. Is it happening for like other items? Oh my gosh, it is. Like, oh, the bench is working. But other stuff is just, oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back and the lights and everything are like finally loading in. It's actually like the next day. And you may be thinking, I swear this wood looked a little bit different a few seconds ago. Basically, I started to hate the color scheme of this room and I didn't know what to do. And I realized that the light color wood looked really cute. So I asked you guys in my Discord server which one I should use between like the light wood and the dark wood, and you guys said light as well. So that's why everything's like a slightly different shade. Psst, if you haven't joined my Discord server already, it's linked down below. Anyways, yeah, we've sorted the lights out. We have this really kind of cozy color. It's kind of like dull, which matches the theme of the like inspo images quite well. And of course we have the wood, and I really love this color of wood, but I did have to change the like shades to be slightly darker. It's time to start decorating. Oh, actually, should we do the hallway first and like the outside, or should we finish the inside first? I don't know. But what I do know is I want to have a window on this bit, and what we're gonna do is have like a sign or something outside. So basically, obviously we have the walkway up here, and it's not just going up to the detective agency, it's actually going up to the agency and then another building next to it. So this hallway is like an entrance to two different places, and we need some sort of sign like here, and I can't think of any ideas yet. And then obviously this bit is like a completely separate building, hence why it's not the same color as the above bit. But yeah, we have the outside to do, we have the hallway to do, and we have the interior. You know what? We're going to start with the interior. So first what we're going to do is start with the reception area. In my head, the plan I have is to kind of have like a little desk here, and then maybe some waiting area chairs. I think there's a desk that I have in my mind to use. This one here, these transitional desks are so cute. And also, where is it? The fancy desk as well. I'm not too sure which one to use. I kind of like this one better. But I think what we're going to do is use this one, and then we can like add our own detail. What I do have to be careful of on this plot is plot data, because we have a lot of buildings to get through, obviously. And if I hit that plot data limit, then I'm not going to be able to finish Los Angeles. Kind of worrying. I'm thinking what we could do for the desk is add some detail to make it pretty like the other one. What I have in mind is those like fancy bookends that I've talked about before. These are so good for like adding detail. So what we're gonna do is I put these on a basic shape, and we're basically just gonna move it with the transform tool and put it like down here, and there we go. It adds like a cute little detail. And for the waiting area, I think we're just gonna use like a cute little sofa over here. So I've got some pillows from the Valentine's update we're gonna pop on here, because they are by far my favorite pillows. I stocked up so many heart pillows. We also need to think about what door to put in, because this is not giving. Also, I'm gonna be going over what we're actually using this build for, because I did say at the start that I will be using this for something. Okay, so I've just had to cut out like the last 5 minutes of me speaking, because I did a terrible job of explaining it, so we're gonna try again. So I used to do a lot of videos on Bloxburg leaks, Bloxburg news, basically any new thing that was happening in the game, and then I just stopped posting them, and you may be wondering, Glossie, why? So let me explain. When I used to film leak videos, the leaks I was getting were from Copedus's Roblox inventory, which is a public inventory, so he wanted us to see those leaks. Or I got them from like Twitter when Froggy Hops posted leaks, but that was very rare. So everything else was just leaks from Copedus that he was putting in his inventory because it was public and he knew we would see them, if that makes sense. But now that the Bloxburg development team is a lot bigger, Copedus doesn't upload leaks to his inventory anymore, and all the things they're working on for the game are in the new devs inventories, which are private, which means we can't see them. So that means there's actually no public leaks for me to be posting. And once again, you might be thinking, well, you see all these leaks on TikTok and Twitter all the time. What are you talking about? Like, I see leaks all the time. Well, that's because these leaks are technically leaked, but they're not leaked by the devs themselves. So what happens is people use, I think, Discord bots. In simple words, they basically get through the Roblox private inventories when they're not supposed to, and they're getting all this stuff from the devs inventories, which they're not meant to be seeing, and they're posting it everywhere. So all the stuff you see, the developers don't actually want you to. They haven't posted it on purpose. People are stealing it from them from things they shouldn't have access to. And I just think it's morally wrong. I don't agree with it at all. So I basically refuse to post those leaks because yeah, it's not what the devs want. It's not a good thing to be leaking those. So I don't post them. I don't talk about them. And for a while, it was like that was the only leaks we had, was the ones that we weren't meant to be seeing. So there wasn't anything for me to report on until Bloxburg's community managers made a Twitter account. And now they're posting their own leaks. So they're posting like fun little videos and photos they make in the game with little Easter eggs in, like release dates and stuff. So now I actually have things to talk about, as well as the bloxburglar, who's basically this like burglar in Bloxburg who's friends with the developers. I will talk about him in a later video. But yeah, there is now stuff coming from the developers themselves that I can talk about. So my leak videos will be back. I just won't be talking about any leaks that have been got from the inventories of the developers that aren't meant to be seen. But I'll be keeping you updated on all the stuff you are meant to be seeing. Don't worry. And that's basically it. My leak videos will be back now. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. That's like the second time I've tried to explain it. Anyways, I've been busy decorating this area. I think it's looking pretty cute so far. This is like the reception desk. I don't know about this chair though. I kind of want to move it along a bit. And then we're going to add a cute little table. Should we go with this one? I feel like we're just going to match all like the transitional furniture today. So this is like a little waiting area. I think we should add like a newspaper or something. Anyways, this is obviously where the receptionist sits, so we need to give them a phone. Then we're going to use the retro phone because it kind of fits the theme. Maybe we should add some like stationery, like this pot of pencils. The only thing is you cannot change the color of these and it sucks. Like, these aren't pink. I don't want these. You know what? We're getting rid of it. But what we can use is the eyeliner pencil because it just looks like a normal pencil. Oh wait, do we not need like a computer? Like one of the kind of old looking ones like this? I feel like this is very reception-y. We're gonna have to move the desk around a bit. Oh no. And then the mug can go here. We can just have like a letter here as if they're writing something. I think this is looking pretty cozy. What we are going to do is move on to the main area. And I think we are going to go for the kind of like desks dotted around instead of one big table down the middle. We can have a desk here. I'm thinking this corner can be like filing cabinets and a printer. And then a desk here. And then a desk here maybe. So we're going to have 3 desks. And then, oh, we need to add curtains. Oh my gosh. We're gonna add these curved curtains just because these are my favorite ones. And now for the filing cabinets, I feel like we already have them in the game. Oh, there's a fire extinguisher. This is very officey, in case there's, you know, a fire. But there's not any filing cabinets. There's like mini ones, I guess. But look, these are tiny. I feel like we're gonna have to make our own here. Right, we're gonna make our own. We're gonna see how good my building skills are here. I mean, they're pretty basic, to be fair. I feel like a filing cabinet's kind of simple. How tall should we have it? Kind of like this. I don't want to like fully cover the window behind it, but this is what can hold all the mega super secret detective documents. I'm just gonna make the spaces for like the drawers, just like little shelf type things. That's like the frame of the filing cabinet. I'm just gonna add like a back as well. Let me just give this a bit of a color. We're gonna keep it gray because I feel like filing cabinets are always made out of metal. And then could we use the storage boxes for this? Can you resize these? Oh, you can. Oh, these aren't gonna fit. We're gonna have to make our own drawers. Obviously, you can't open these because it's basic shape, so we don't really need to worry about putting stuff in the drawers. And I'm just gonna add like a little handle looking thing, a very fake handle, obviously. And there we go. There's our little filing cabinet. I mean, what we could do, if we grab this sheet of paper from earlier, and then we need like a little basic shape square. Let me put everything up here so you can actually see what I'm doing. Put the paper on top of the cube and then transform the cube, and we can make it look like the paper's kind of falling out the filing cabinet. So yeah, it looks like things are actually in the drawers. And the next thing we need to do is make the printer next to it. So I'm going to quickly just make a really random looking table. Here we go. So now we are going to try and make a printer. I've built one of these before, like years ago, and I used chopping boards, but now we have basic shapes, so I will not be doing that today. So I'm just going to make like a space for the paper to come out, like a little kind of letterbox looking thing. Just gonna place these either side, and then obviously we need like a roof for it, so I'm just gonna steal the bottom of it because I'm lazy. Then we're just gonna make it a tiny bit bigger so we have space to put some like buttons and stuff. Just gonna add something here to like catch the paper, and then we need to give this a bit of a color, of course. And now we're gonna add some buttons with some structural rods just to get like the round shape of the side of them, and we're just gonna put them here on front of the printer just to look like little buttons. And then we're gonna add a little screen with that like box light thing. Here we go, so it just looks like a little screen thing, and there we go, we have like a little printer type thing. I'm just gonna quickly add a rug under each desk and computers on each, of course. We're gonna decorate the desks in a second, but I want to quickly make like a coffee station. Maybe we could use, where is it, the bookshelf cabinet things, kind of like a mix between a bookshelf and a cabinet, hence the name. So we can just use this as like a coffee station, and then obviously have some books as well because we don't actually have any bookcases in here yet. So what we're gonna do is add a coffee machine here. We'll add a kettle for like cups of tea, and then what we're gonna do is this cute little hack I did in one of my builds where you basically like hang cups down. I'll insert a photo just so you can see what I mean. So I've got some structural rods, and we're just gonna transform these and kind of stick them in the wall of the bookshelf, and this is where the cups are gonna hang. And then we're gonna grab a mug, and then we're gonna grab a transparent basic shape. You need to make sure it's transparent because if it's not, it'll just look really ugly. And then we're gonna pop the mug on top and just copy this 3 times, and of course paint them all different shades of pink. And then we can just start hanging them up. So basically you just want to use the transform tool to kind of put these in place and make it look like they're hanging off the things. There we go, that looks cute. Oh, let's add some napkins as well. And then for the rest of it, I'm just gonna fill it with a bunch of books like that, and there we go. That is the coffee bookshelf area complete. And now it's time to decorate the desks. I think what we should do is move the computers to the side like we did the reception area, just so they have space to work. And then for each desk, I kind of want to personalize them so they look different on each desk. So this one, for example, can have like just stacks and stacks of paper here. They have so much work to catch up on. This can be the chaotic desk. This one is really messy. We can have coffee spilt here, dangerously close to their computer. Imagine if they spilt it a few centimeters closer. Their computer would be fried. What else can we do to make this look messy? Oh, we have these files. Oh my gosh, these look so detective-y. There's so many decorations in Bloxburg that I've just completely forgot existed. I'm just looking through the decorations to see what we could add. A stapler, oh, a tape dispenser, some glasses. This is chaos. You know what, for now, I think that desk is messy enough. And because we've done a messy desk, of course, now we have to do a neat one. Okay, so it's edit to glossy here. This video was getting ridiculously long, and the portion of the footage that is sped up that you're watching now, and the bit you've just watched, the audio for it completely broke, so I had to re-record the audio for what you've just seen. And for this section, I just decided to leave it out and time-lapse the entire thing because 1, the audio was gone, and 2, the video was getting too long. So I thought I'd just speed up the process of me decorating the desks. I basically did a more neat desk, and then I did one with like more evidence on it, like photos and stuff. But yeah, I just basically added a bunch of different decorations on the desk. That's kind of it. And some bins next to each one for all their trash and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically what I've just done. You're now caught up to speed, and I have saved you a good 10 minutes. And now it's time for my office. Just to make it easier, I'm gonna have the same desk as everyone else, so I'm just gonna place that in here. But what I want to do is have like a bookshelf behind my desk, and I also need a big board to display evidence on, and we also could have like a mini one in here as well. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna grab the bookcases and just pop them here. Oh, that's glitching through the wall. So the bookcase can go there, but what I'm thinking now is I would also like to have some chairs kind of opposite my desk just to talk to people that come in to see me. I just want to make sure the room's not really crowded. Okay, this is quite spacious. And what we're gonna do now is work on the evidence board because I just want to see how big this thing's gonna be. I want this to be pretty big because obviously I'm gonna be adding stuff to it for my leak videos. And then I'm basically gonna add structural rods down the side and put little wheels on the bottom of it with basic shapes. I'm also gonna make this look like it's kind of like a corkboard material. Here we go. It's kind of basic, but I'm just gonna leave it like this. Kind of thinking of moving the desk so it kind of sits more diagonal, just so I have more space to film the actual evidence board. I'm also gonna steal this lamp and put it on my desk just to add a bit more light to the room. And for my office, I need a phone. I need to answer all my super secret business calls. We're gonna grab a folder just because it looks super important. Let's add some post-it notes. And of course, I need some pencils, so we're gonna add some of those in. And all I really need to do now is add in the bookshelf. So I'm quickly gonna go finish that and maybe add some random decorations around the place, and then we will be back. Alright, so here's a little update on where I'm up to. So the bookcase is done, and I also added a few little personal touches like the new incense burner decoration thing, some perfumes up there, and a little Valentine's teddy bear. And then I also added just some random items around the place. So we have a newspaper on my desk, we have like a potted plant in the corner of my office and in the corner of the main office area and the reception, because I don't know, plants are very officey, aren't they? And we also have a evidence board in the main office now, as well as some flowers on the reception desk and a lamp on each desk, except the messy one which gets a torch. Anyways, it's time to continue building. You know what, we're gonna have a quick look in here before we keep building, just because I haven't been in here yet. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This looks way better like walking around it than it does in build mode. Oh my gosh, I love this. Let's have a look in my office if I can open the many. Oh wait, can you can walk through the blinds. No way, I didn't notice you could do that. I absolutely love this, but we do need to do the hallway and the outside, and think of a sign as well. So let's hop back into build mode. There has been a Bloxburg update since the last time I built a part of this. We're now in the summer update, so we do have some new stuff, but obviously this is summer stuff, so I can't really use anything in the build. But anyways, we need to sort this out because from the outside, this is not looking good. The first thing we need to do is put a roof on this. So I think we're just going to go for the mansard roof. I'm not too sure what to do for the roofs of everything yet, because I think I'm going to kind of change them a bit once we finish the entire city, because obviously there's a lot of different buildings and I'm just not too sure how it's going to look. But for now, we're going to use a mansard roof. And I'm not too sure what to do about these pillars. So the pillars are here because obviously they're inside, like they're in the corners, but obviously they do not look good sticking out like this. I normally shrink them down a bit, like this size maybe, just so then we can place them inside and they don't show outside. So I'm just gonna basically replace some of them. And then for the outside, I think for the corners, we're gonna do the stone I normally do on my bloxburg houses that you've probably seen before, the little vertical plank hack. Basically, you just make little stones with these things, and it's like my favorite thing to do. I just think it makes houses look really cute and fancy. And I remember before they added structural pieces, I used to do this with lights. Let me show you what I mean. So this was like the really old OG build hack. You would grab, I think it was these ones, and you'd basically turn them off and color them a color and just use them for little bricks. Yeah, that was one of my favorite hacks. And this is gonna take a while, so I'm gonna speed it up and I will see you guys in a few seconds. Okay, here we go. All the brick detailing's done, and it's very subtle, but I think it looks really cute. Like, I genuinely think it makes it just look a bit more detailed, which is what I'm going for. And I will... Oh, I've forgotten to do it down to the bottom. Hang on. All right, there we go. The rest of the bricks are done. I think all we need to do really for the outside is add some detail onto the windows, change this door, and then add a sign. I kind of want to use this door that we used from earlier, just because I feel like a window door is cute. So we're going to put this here and just kind of color this so it matches this area better. And now for the windows, I want to kind of go simple. As I said like at the start of this video, if we run out of plot data on this plot, then I'm not going to be able to finish anything. So we need to kind of make sure that the detail we add is quite minimal, just so we don't hit the plot data limit, but it also needs to look good. So for the windows, what I'm going to do is basically just make them look like they have a cute frame on the outside with some structural pieces, and we're just going to paint these pieces the same wood as the window frames like this. And we're also going to add the same along the bottom as well. It's not much, but I think it really makes the windows stand out a lot more and kind of just look a lot more 3D, which is what we're going for. Here we go. And then the last thing I'm going to do for these is I'm actually going to add a little heart pillow on the top of each, just to be like a heart detail. It sounds a bit strange, I know, but you'll see what I mean in a second. Let me show you. So we're going to grab the Valentine's heart pillows, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what we're going to do is color these the same as the window. I think I might color them a bit darker, but we're going to color them wood, make them the smallest size of heart possible, and then we just basically put them on the top wooden piece like this. And yeah, I've made them a slightly darker shade of wood, and if you look, it just looks like a cute little heart detail on the window. Okay, we're on the last one, finally. As cute as all these little details are, they do take such a long time to do. Pretty sure we're done with the majority of the outside. Obviously, we can't do the bottom bit because that's going to be a different build, so there's not really much detail we can add for now. So I think what we're going to do is, instead instead of trying to have two little logo squares is we're just going to have one big rectangular sign that is split into two sections, one for the detective agency, one for the other build, and just basically put their names on there and maybe a little emoji with the decal because it's just going to be too small to do like a proper sign. And then for the text on the sign, we are going to use a decal. So I'm just going to put this here. It might be too big actually, I don't know. I will experiment with that in a few minutes. After we finish the hallway, I will go through and do all the decals. So for now, we're just going to leave it like that. And yeah, I think it is time for the hallway. There's not much to do outside. And of course, we're going to start off by doing the floor because right now there's just some grass inside. I'm going to make the floor slightly different to inside the detective agency. And then we're going to do the walls a nice baby pink color. And now what I'm going to do is just add two lights. There we go. That looks pretty cute. Let's add some wall trims. And then we're also going to add our little pillars in the corners. And then on the inside of this door, I am actually going to cover it up with structurals because the brick does not look cute from this side. And I really wish you could have like double-sided colors, if that makes sense. There we go. That looks a bit better. Honestly, I can't think of anything to add in here because it's just a hallway to like two different shops. I don't really know what to add until we finish this one. So I think we're going to leave the hallway pretty plain and then add stuff to it on a later video. But yeah, I'm really proud of the outside actually. And I think the hallway looks okay for now. So that means it's time for the final touches in here, which is of course the decals. So let's get started on those. So for decals, I sat down very excitedly and then realized I had absolutely no clue on what I wanted to add in these picture frames. So as usual, I just sat and scrolled through Pinterest, which is where I get most of my decals if I don't make them, and I managed to find some cute ones, so let me show you what we've added. First up, for the three like paintings in the reception area, I have added these. I have one that's just like a nice plant thing, I guess. Then one that's like a map, because I feel very detective-y, you know, when they like go and look for evidence around places, I guess. And then this is like a quote that says, "I hadn't thought about it like that," which also kind of fits with the theme because obviously detectives and stuff like that, they're looking for evidence. They have to figure out things, and a lot of the time if they look at it from a different angle, it might help their case, if that makes sense. I don't know, I can't really explain it. And then in the painting in the main office area, I just added some cute little tulips. For the little evidence photos, I added Copter's Froggy Hops and bloxburg. And then for the photo frame in the hallway, I added this. Anyways, all the decals are now done, and you guys know what that means. It's time for the final tour. Now, before the tour begins, I do have to point out one issue on the sign up here, and that's the fact that there's no sign. The decal is actually there, but for some reason the sign's not loading in. But just to let you guys know, I've decided to call it Glosteries Ink, which is kind of like Mystery Ink from Scooby-Doo, and Glosteries is glossy and mysteries combined. So yeah, eventually that's what the sign will say. It's just decided not to work. But anyways, it's time for the tour. We're gonna go in here, up our little hallway to the cat photo. And here we have our detective agency. So we have our super cozy reception over here. Let me zoom in a bit, with our little reception desk and computer and little kind of area for your coat and stuff like that. And a very cozy waiting room. I love the waiting room. I also did add these like wooden beams on the ceiling, which I think is super cute. And then we have our main detective area. We have our coffee station and all of our work desks. Of course, the really messy one, the really neat one over here, and then just another one over here. Our evidence board. I feel like the view out this window is going to be so good once everything's done. We have our printer, our filing cabinet, and everything like this. I love how this room's turned out. I think it looks really good. And then we have my office. So if we go in here, super basic, we have my bookshelf and my desk. Let's take a seat over here. I look very important over here, very professional at my desk. We have my big evidence board, and I feel like this is going to be a really nice space to do my leak videos in. What I want to do is I want to open these quickly and just see how it looks with them open. Just a few of them, I'll leave a few closed. But yeah, look how cool that is. You can kind of like see in. Just, it feels very realistic. I really like it. Of course, let me know what you guys think down below. Let me grab a little coffee while I do the outro. What has happened to the mug? What is this? Apparently I'm just drinking a block of coffee. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. I'm super proud of how this turned out. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next Los Angeles video, because we've got some fun builds in this city coming up. And yeah, that is basically it. Let me just take a sip of my coffee block. Yummy. Anyways, yeah, that's it from today's video. I love you all so much, Glossheads, and I will see you in the next one. XOXO, Glossy Girl.